Heartbroken Princess Eugenie Beatrice prepared to make big sacrifice, a Crown Chronicles exclusive. Welcome, dear viewers, to Crown Chronicles, your ultimate destination for the most gripping royal stories, emotional revelations, and exclusive insights into the private lives of the British royal family. If you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and join our growing community of royal enthusiasts. Because today's story is one you will not want to miss, an emotional tale involving Princess Beatrice, Princess Eugenie, and a sacrifice that could reshape their futures forever. The royal world may appear glittering from the outside, but behind the palace walls lie heartbreak, responsibility, and choices that cut deeper than royal titles ever reveal. And in this story, we explore the emotional crossroads the York sisters now face, one filled with loyalty, duty, and a painful sacrifice neither ever imagined they'd need to make. This is a story that will hold your heart until the very last word. Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie have always lived in the shadow of circumstances they did not choose. Born into royalty, raised by loving but embattled parents, and constantly navigating the turbulent waters shaped by their father's scandals and their mother's controversies, the York sisters have learned resilience the hard way. Through it all, they've stood together, united, loyal, and grounded in a way that few royal figures manage to be. But now, sources reveal that both sisters are facing a heartbreaking reality, and may be preparing to make a sacrifice far greater than anything they've ever done. The trouble begins, as it so often has in recent years, with their father, Prince Andrew. While King Charles has taken clear steps to streamline the monarchy, reduce public-facing roles, and distance the institution from controversy, the York sisters have found themselves caught in the middle. They adore their father. They believe in him. And above all, they have always maintained that he is a beloved parent, despite the headlines that have haunted him. But the consequences of his choices continue to ripple outward. Recently, insiders claim an emotional conversation took place between Beatrice, Eugenie, and senior palace advisors. The topic? The future of Prince Andrew, and by extension, the future of his daughters. With the king continuing to push for a tighter, more efficient monarchy, questions are arising about Andrew's long-term living arrangements, public position, and the financial support he receives from royal estates, and that's where the heartbreak begins. According to palace sources, King Charles is contemplating significant changes to Andrew's status, including adjustments that could directly impact his ability to remain at the royal lodge, his long-held home and a place full of family memories for the York sisters. While Charles is determined to protect the monarchy's reputation, it's said he is equally determined not to burden taxpayers or allow any perception of leniency where past controversies are concerned. So where does that leave his daughters? In an emotional turn of events, Beatrice and Eugenie have reportedly offered to step in privately, both financially and logistically, to help their father maintain stability. The idea of losing Royal Lodge, a place where they grew up, is deeply painful. It is the house where they took their first steps, celebrated birthdays, chased their pets, and spent treasured moments with both their parents. To them, it isn't just a building, it's home. And now, they may be preparing to make a significant sacrifice to preserve that piece of their past. But here's the hard truth: that sacrifice comes at an immense cost. Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie are not working royals. They have careers, families, and obligations outside palace walls. They rely on their jobs and personal connections to build their financial stability. And supporting their father, especially on the scale required, would place enormous pressure on them both. One insider put it simply: it shouldn't be their burden. But they love him too much to watch him lose everything. This emotional tug-of-war is wearing heavily on the sisters, particularly Eugenie, who is said to be heartbroken over the situation. She has always been extraordinarily close to Andrew, fiercely protective of him, and deeply loyal. The thought of watching her father be moved out under pressure reportedly leaves her devastated. Beatrice, on the other hand, is trying to approach the matter more pragmatically, but even she is struggling to hide her emotions. As a mother herself, she worries about the stability of the family environment they've maintained for so many years. She wants her children to know the home that shaped her. She wants to keep the memories alive, yet the reality is harsh. The costs are enormous. the palace is unyielding, and time is running out. Even more heartbreaking is the fact that the sisters' efforts may not be enough. While they may be ready to contribute financially, King Charles is looking at the long-term optics and sustainability of Andrew's position. With the monarchy undergoing modernization and facing public scrutiny, his decisions are guided by responsibility to the institution above all else. Behind closed doors, Beatrice and Eugenie are said to be pleading for compassion, for understanding, for a chance to help their father keep what remains of his royal life intact. But emotional appeals rarely outweigh the demands of royal duty, and that is where the true sacrifice lies. The sisters are prepared to give up their own financial security, their privacy, and possibly their long-term plans to protect their father. They are willing to step into a role they never asked for and never expected to bear. They are balancing the weight of royal history with the fragile threads of their family, but the outcome remains uncertain. What is clear, however, is the depth of their loyalty. In a family known for distance, formality, and stiff upper-lip tradition, Beatrice and Eugenie stand out as two of the most emotionally genuine and family-oriented royals. Their devotion to each other, and to their parents, has never faltered, and now, in this moment of heartache, the world is finally seeing just how deep that devotion runs. The big question looming over the palace is this: will their sacrifice be enough, as the monarchy continues to evolve, as the king makes the difficult decisions required to protect its future, and as Andrew faces the consequences of his past? The York sisters are caught between love and duty in a way that could define the rest of their lives. One thing is certain: the story is far from over, and here at Crown Chronicles, we will continue to bring you every update, every emotional turn, and every behind-the-scenes moment that shapes this remarkable royal journey. If this story moved you, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Tell us your thoughts below. Do you think Beatrice and Eugenie should make this sacrifice? Or is the burden too heavy? Thank you for watching, and remember, behind the crowns lie real hearts, real families, and real sacrifices.